Coins commemorating the life of Diana, Princess of Wales, seem to be a perennial favourite among those who pick coins to submit to NGC for grading via me. So I thought it was about time that I made a little bit of a video and took a look at this particular coin that comes up again and again and again, and is so elusive to get in high 70 grades. It was as a teenager in the nursery, I guess, that Diana first came to the public's attention. Certainly back in those days, nobody could have ever contemplated the tragedy that would befall Diana and the royal family in 1997. In 1981, we were all glued to our television sets watching the fairy tale story of Diana marrying Prince Charles before our eyes, and everything seemed absolutely amazing. But it wasn't too long before the fairy tale romance started to unfold, and all of the signs were there, followed by divorce. As one of the most eligible and gorgeous young women in the kingdom, there were a steady stream of male interest, lovers. It's not up to me to add to the conspiracy theories that followed over the next few days, but a number of people were named. There was a heart surgeon, a sportsman, aristocrats, and then at the end, a certain son of a shopkeeper from Knightsbridge. It became more of a public affair, and Diana was seen enjoying holidays and being affectionate, and there were many rumours at the time that Diana and Dodi Al-Fayed were wanting to marry, and I guess that was really kind of the last of the kind of public relationships before the tragedy happened in Paris. The true cause of the accident in Paris still hasn't really yet emerged, even after all these years. The drunk driver, the paparazzi, the conspiracy theories surrounding the involvement of the secret services and the royal family. You know, there are still those wild accusations floating around. But whatever the cause of the accident, it was a tragedy, and it affected the whole world, and particularly in the UK. Everybody remembered where they were when they heard the news that Diana had died in Paris in 1997. And then after that, and the reason for this video is the whole world started to commemorate. It took a couple of years, and really it wasn't until 1999 when we started to see these kind of commemorative items appearing. It's October, it's the Coin Connection, one of the very few dealers to care about quality and modern coins, and the code for this month is Thomas. Yep, it's Thomas. Coins commemorating the life of Diana have always seemed to have done pretty well in the marketplace. Whether they're gold or silver or copper nickel, wherever they come from. This is an example of a memorial coin. It's a copper nickel kind of standard version of the coin, but you can see here the Japanese writing, and it's interesting how right the other side of the world, the life of Diana sent people, or rather the death of Diana sent people into a total shock, and it affected everyone in different ways. It's still not clear why that was the case, but certainly she was kind of loved, and as the people's princess was held in pretty high regard, and maybe people felt that she was not treated particularly well by the royal family. But that's an example of a special edition of the Diana coin from the Anglo-Japanese Philatelic Society. I'm not sure what other editions have been released by the Anglo-Japanese Philatelic Society over the years, but it's interesting to see that special edition of the Diana Memorial. As with all these types of things, it took quite a bit of time for the shock to die down and for the people to start thinking about how Diana's life should be commemorated, maybe with gardens or statues, where those statues should be, what should be done, charity work. And it wasn't until 1999 that the Royal Mint came out with their version of the kind of UK version of the Diana Princess of Wales memorial coin. And they didn't really know whether it should be a for-profit item or something for charity, given the nature of Diana's work. And so as you'll see when this unwraps and you read the words on it, this was actually done where all the proceeds of the sale of this coin were going to go to various different Diana charitable commemorations. Very, very nice coin, as you can see here. Really nice minty condition. Dated 1999. And, you know, I think they did a really good job on this particular coin. I think that they waited a suitable amount of time. They produced a very nice looking coin and a poignant reminder of Diana's life. And I think examples are still pretty sought after of all of these coins. And at the end of this video, I'll be showing you some of the gold versions of this coin. So do hang around for that. So looking through, time is too slow for those who wait, too swift for those who fear, too long for those who grieve, too short for those who rejoice, but for those who love, time is eternity. And I guess one of the most interesting things is we're now many years after the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, and still her memory lingers on. You know, we have in the news Prince Harry, who is issuing proceedings against national newspapers in the UK because he feels that him and Meghan Markle are being hounded in the same way as Diana was when she was alive, and that's obviously left some very, very deep psychological scars, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with that case as time unfolds. So with Harry so heavily involved in charities and visiting minefields where his mother once trod, I don't think that there is any danger of Diana's memory being forgotten any time in the foreseeable future. So where does that leave the coins? I think the coins are going to be in pretty good demand for the foreseeable future as well. And the coin that I wanted to show you particularly in this video is the gold £5 piece, the gold large commemorative coin, because it's a coin that I see over and over again, because there's a lot of people out there chasing high grades on this coin, but high grades on this coin are incredibly elusive. I don't know whether back in 1999 they were in a rush at the mint to produce these coins, but the overall quality of them seems to be pretty bad and much worse than you would normally find for these large £5 commemorative coins. Although even today, many years later, the quality of production at the Royal Mint and the lack of quality control can be a real issue, and something I wish the Royal Mint would acknowledge and do something about, because it is an eternal frustration for those who collect and buy these very expensive coins. But this one is in plastic, and that's probably a good sign if it hasn't been handled over the years. I don't know whether that plastic is original or whether somebody put it in that just for safekeeping. and it looks like pretty bad plastic to store something in for the long term because it looks PVC based. Here's another one, and some of those marks are undoubtedly on the flip, not on the coin, so don't worry too much that you're seeing a lot of marks on this coin. Only a very few of these coins have been graded with a 70 so far, whereas you would normally expect maybe 60 to 70% of the coins that go in for grading to be 70 for this type of coin. So this particular collector I know has collected quite a few Diana coins. They go for very good money. They go for often 2 or even 3 times the normal selling price of a regular £5 commemorative. Obviously it depends on which one, because you know, the multiple of the most recent ones is not quite as high because of the large premium the Royal Mint have on these coins when they're new. But it's you know, pretty reasonable to see these coins being sold for £4,500, £5,000, depending on grade, and so they can be very, very worthwhile collecting and picking up depending on the price that you can buy them for. And I think that they're one that is you know, certainly a pretty safe commemorative to buy for the future. So if you have a choice between one with Diana's head on and one with maybe Charles's head or Prince Philip, I suspect that over time the Diana ones may very well do a little bit better, even despite the fact that these were not particularly rare coins. I'm not quite sure of how many was in the edition, but there are many more of these around than some of the more modern £5 commemoratives, like the latest Prince Philip and the latest Prince Charles commemoratives. But of course, you know, Diana has a special place in people's hearts, and also because Diana was a world phenomenon, then a lot of these coins have gone to different far-flung corners of the world, particularly to Japan and places like that, and so there are very few of them around normally for sale in the UK or even in America. So I hope you enjoyed that little stroll through the Diana coins and Diana's life. Please let me know what you think about either one of those things, and please like, subscribe and click on the little bell so you're notified the next time there's a Numismatica video coming up.